Hi everybody, this is Michelle Greenman, Women's Wellness Coach, and you are at the Vibrant Health Challenge. I'm welcoming you all today to be here, and of course, our guest Shelita Williams from ShelitaWilliams.com. Hi Shelita.
Hi pretty lady Michelle, how are you?
I'm doing good. Now, I chose Shelita because her story is kind of similar to my story, and it's a big weight loss story, and she's a coach that teaches people how to be able to do that. And especially the habit that you're going to be teaching us, well, one of the habits you're going to be teaching us is something that people get a really hard time doing, especially when they work in offices. They don't know what to eat. And so I'm super happy to have you here.
I'm excited to be here. Yay. Thank you so much.
No problem. So, of course, we're doing this summit because we really want to help all those people not only figure out what to eat, but how a healthy lifestyle looks like.
Right.
And how easy it can be. And
yes,
especially if you make a couple of those little shifts, that
really,
you could have the foundation that you need to really propel your movement, your next promotion, your business to the next level.
Yes, because you need to be healthy and fit to do
Definitely. That. Awesome. So let's get started. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Shelita?
Well, by trade, I'm a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse for about almost 20 years.
Cool.
And here locally in Sterling Heights, Michigan, I own a certified home care agency. I'm also a certified fitness trainer. So online, I teach health and fitness. I'm a speaker and an author.
Amazing.
And a mommy.
And a mommy. That's a lot of stuff. You're a busy
I know,
lady.
right?
See, and I'm really excited that you're here because a lot of the people out there have so many things that they want to do and they feel like they can't do it because they are too tired to even start to think about it.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. Can you share a little bit about your health story? Because I know, really excited to share it with everybody.
Oh, yes. My health story. Well, I have one of those stories where I was overweight my whole life. Like, I never had a goal weight that I could say, let me get back to when I was in high school. Let me get back to when I was in college. I was 9 years old and I was like 150 pounds.
Wow.
You know? So I was always the big girl with the cute face. You know, I never able to go. That's what they call me. I was never able to go to a regular store. You know, not just until a few years ago, I had to go into the, large girl store. So for me, I got to my point, I guess my point where I just couldn't take it anymore. And I was trying fad diets for several years. But I got to that point, I was 226 pounds. My daughter was about 18 months. And, I had lost my car, I lost my house. I had just got divorced. I was a nurse working in the hospital, which I hated. And I used to get sick. I used to get a bad headache every time it was time for me to go to work.
Wow.
So I tried to start my own home care agency before, and that didn't work. So, as a Christian, I was praying and asking God, hey, I believe that I'm living my life according to your word. What's going on here? It's just, I feel like my life is in complete darkness. And so he led me to a scripture, Proverbs 12:24a, which says, the hand of the diligent shall bear rule. So I looked up the word rule, and it means to reign. It means to be in control, to be in charge, to be the head. I like to say the HCIC, the head Christian in charge. So I started doing a personal Bible study. I looked up the word diligent, and I said, well, if I become diligent, then I will be in control of my life in all areas. So I came up with 7 principles when I defined that word diligent, and what became a personal Bible study was my book, How to Reign in Life. And I started to utilize those principles. I restarted my home care business, only had $100.
Wow.
And that next year we grossed $600,000.
Awesome.
And so I applied those principles to my weight loss, and I lost 81 pounds. And I kept the weight off because I was taking pills and starving myself before and doing all kind of stuff, unhealthy, only to gain the weight all back plus some. So that's pretty much my story.
That's amazing. That's so exciting to hear. Especially, I think you are not the first nurse that's on here, but I love nurses, but nurses are some of the people who are overweight the most. And it's such a hard job.
Yes, because we take care, even as just women, period. We take care of everyone else, ourselves, before ourselves. We put ourselves last on the burner. And especially in the healthcare profession, even Doctors, you
Mm-hmm.
go to the doctor and they're telling you that you needed to eat healthy and lose weight, but look at them.
Mm-hmm.
It's because we need to have balance. We need to
Yeah.
take care of ourselves.
Yeah, definitely. That's amazing. So, what is the healthy habit that as professionals we need to start?
I would have to say utilizing meal prep. Now, it's not like a sexy word, it's not an exciting word, and it's something simple, and usually it's the simple things, but utilizing meal prep, because like you said, I do a lot of things, and so many of us women as professionals, we just have busy lives. And so utilizing meal prep will help you organize and prioritize your health and fitness goals, and they will help you reach them.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, I think that's a healthy habit to pick up.
Tell us more about meal prep, because I can tell you right now, there are many people who are being like, either I've tried meal prep before, I don't know how to prep a meal, or I can't think that far into the future.
Well, it does start with a menu. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Those are the 5 P's of success. And so really when it comes to our goals, Mike Murdock said it best, it's not our goals that determine whether or not we have success. It's the habits that we utilize. And so, first of all, yes, it can be daunting. I pick one day a week. For me, it's Sunday. And I have my menu. And if you have other people that live with you and they might not want to eat what you eat, you can still plan your menu for you and them. And you can incorporate together. You can say, well, hey, on this day, we're all going to eat the same thing. So just kind of, depending on your family, you can work that out with them. But you have to start with the menu, what you're going to eat. And then you got to go to the grocery store and make sure that you have all the foods that you need and have all the containers. Like for me, the little Rubbermaid containers, like everywhere I go, I take my lunch bag.
That is a big lunch bag.
And now I have all my food. I have my water. I drink a gallon of water a day. So I have 4 of these with me in my container.
Yep.
I have my protein shakes. I have 2 to 3 protein shakes in here. And then I just store my lunch. Like I have tempeh and broccoli. I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. I eat fish. But I have some tempeh and broccoli. So I have my lunch and everything in here. So what I do on Sundays is make all the proteins. So I cook all my tempeh for the entire week all at once. And then I even have a steamer, and I'll steam my broccoli or whatever vegetables. But the one thing that is important, because some people go, well, you'll eat that, isn't it? How does it taste like a couple of days later? It tastes the same because I don't overcook it, So make sure that you kind of make it like al dente, so it's still crisp. So
I think that's so important. I definitely, as a family, we've tended towards more raw, and it's so important. Things are different if you do not bludgeon them to death with heat.
Exactly.
Right? Like when I first started eating peas, like off of a farm, because now I live in a really small town and we have farms here. Oh, that's awesome. I was like, why are we ever cooking these peas? Like, peas are so fine, completely fresh, and you can just put them in the fridge and they'll last all day.
Yes, and they can be a healthy snack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yummy. Okay, so that makes sense. So if you're preparing everything, it's more prep, less cook.
Yes, and then I don't have to wake up in the morning washing dishes, running around, my house can stay clean because I don't have any dishes to wash.
Which is important. I think that's a really important key that you put, because a lot of people think that when you start eating meals at home more, or preparing meals at home, that you're going to do dishes every single day for days, for years. There will be so much mess, and it's so...
Who has time for that?
Like, it's harder than just going to the store and buying something. But, I mean, just the example that you gave us is so easy. Like, I think about when you go to the grocery store, like, when I travel a lot, right? So when you travel, you go to the grocery store and you go to, like, kind of that, the sandwich kind of section. It's like they have stuff that's already prepared, but they're pretty simple. And they pretty much make all those, like, 1 or 2 days for the whole week. And so that's more of what you're thinking about.
You can do it too, and then you know what you're eating, and some people count calories and some people don't. You can lose weight either or, depending on what type of regime you follow. I count calories, or I measure my food, because I was one of those people. I've been a vegetarian forever. I was a fat vegetarian. Yeah. And I did not know that I was eating too much healthy food. So I just started counting calories and like portioning out my food. So all my food is portioned. I don't have to. And if you buy large containers of food, when you get home, put them in little portion baggies and containers so that it's already portioned to go.
So what would be an example of like lunches for people to take?
Lunches for me, I love raw, so, and I'm always busy, so for me the perfect lunch is a green food smoothie. I can sit there and I can have my green food smoothie and I take that with me, or a wrap. You can have a chicken wrap, a turkey wrap. That way is, hand food. You don't have to warm it up or anything like that. You don't have to have a microwave. Or you can have a salad with some grilled chicken, some grilled fish. You can have a veggie burger. I mean, with some vegetables on the side. It's so many different, possibilities.
I definitely think one of the things that people overlook is soup.
Soup, yeah, soup is excellent. Low calories. I love soup, and now it's getting cold. Soup will be good right now.
And yeah, I think that's what I was thinking. Cold. People don't think of soup cold, but if you're bringing it from your house in the fridge, and by the time you get to lunchtime, it's not going to be that cold.
Yes, and you can make soup. Like I make super large batches of soup. Freeze them, and I use my little food saver. I have like my freezer is full of food for months. People are like, how long is that? How long is that, soup been in there for like 4 or 5 months? It still tastes good. I'm serious. I'm telling you. It's still fresh. You would not know it if I gave it to you that it's been there for like 90 days.
So, okay, I'm going to summarize this just so it's simple for people. Okay. Actually make a menu, write down what it is that you actually want to eat on those days, which is what I actually teach my clients now is pick a day, write everything for the whole week, and only shop for those things. If you're tight on money, only pick things that you already have groceries for.
Yes.
Right? For sure. Okay, so what I don't usually do, because truth be told, my husband usually makes breakfast for me every single day. But what I don't usually do is spend one day prepping for the rest of the week. Okay. So if I have this menu and I'm looking at all of these things, I'm going to be like, okay, so on Wednesday, we're going to have soup, for example. So there's a lot of things to chop and put into a big pot, and I could do that on Sunday. Yes. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to have sandwiches. So whatever I'm going to put in my sandwich, I love my mom. She's another person who helps me out, who loves to make sandwich spreads for me. Like chickpea spreads or olive spreads, like tempeh. I'm not, like, what was I thinking of? Pate. Like a vegetable pate. Different things like that. So I could do that on Sunday too. I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff. Salads obviously are not that difficult and they're pretty easy, but it's more putting them in portions maybe.
Exactly.
So if I have like a cucumber and a tomato and like whatever else, I can put them together maybe in one area of the fridge or in a container, so I could chop them all that one day or chop them all before.
Right. And even if you don't want to cook, like one of the things that you said, if you don't want to cook all your foods, you can clean all your fruits and vegetables, except strawberries, before, and have them already cleaned in the refrigerator, cut up and, portion out, even if you want to cook them. Because some women say, well, my husband does not want to eat any food that I cooked, 2 or 3 days ago. Yeah. So sure, have your chicken or whatever already portioned out, all of the vegetables that you can make with it already portioned out. And
so it's kind of like a little bit of a factory work. Now, I don't want to say factory bad work, but factory work works because you're doing one job at a time. You get really fast at it. It finishes quickly. When you do everything at different times, or like, you take everything, you go shopping every day, you wash everything every day, you have to cook them. It takes forever. But if you can do one thing at one time for the rest of the week, it's done.
It's done.
Okay.
Saves time.
Awesome.
Hey.
So what are people going to notice? Like, how's this going to change their lives when they start to prepare their meals early?
Well, number one, they're going to be less stressed. Yeah. And you know that stress can cause weight gain all by itself.
Oh, yes.
All of the hormone triggers and all of that. So you're just going to see, if you start meal prepping, you just might, that might be your biggest issue, stressing you out because your house is a mess and you don't like looking at all of that. You can't get any work done. So, when your house is clean, because you've already prepared all your food, you're going to be less stressed, automatically going to lose weight. Yeah. You're going to be more organized, not only in meal prep, because you're going to utilize that tool in other areas of your life, and you're going to see that you're going to be more productive, and productivity increases your income.
Yeah. You said what I think it's funny because not all of the people on the summit are coaches, but I think something that all the coaches know is the way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Yes.
so if you are applying some really clear factory right ways of doing things, you do that in everything else. I know that I do that a lot, like writing blog posts.
Yes.
You know, some of the work that I do in my day-to-day is I do them in sections instead of doing it from start to finish all the time.
Yes, that's perfect.
That makes sense. Productivity will make you more prosperous.
Yes, it will.
Shelita. No, it totally makes sense. And it's you know, it's really getting back to working on your lives, not just in your lives, and taking that time out to really prepare is awesome. Did you ever hear I'm trying to think of the saying, I think my dad's the one who used to say this, is when you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Exactly.
So that's what you're doing with meal planning.
Exactly. Like, it's such a simple thing. And like, just like today, I had a patient, because, you know, I do the home care. And so we sat down, and I see her once a week. The first thing that we do is we plan all of her meals. And so we did that last week. And so this week, when she came back and told me about how her week was and everything, she did excellent, because she had everything planned, and she wrote everything down. And so it just created success for her in just so many different areas. So, I mean, I just think it's awesome. It changed my life. It's just awesome tool.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes it's those little things that we don't pay attention to, that we think, oh, forget that, I don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that you need to do that's going to change your life, and so that when December comes or this time next year, you won't have that same weight loss goal.
Yeah. And for sure, like the when you're faithful in the small things, you'll be faithful in the big things. Exactly. That is the biggest point. I think that's amazing, just to think of, like, it is a simple thing, and I know you started off with it. It's not so sexy, but it will make you sexy. That is the point.
It'll make you sexy, though.
Exactly. That's awesome. Okay, you have a gift for us. Tell us what this gift is.
Yes, I do. Just along this journey, I found out, you know, I journal everything. And what I found out is that it's not just one thing that we need to do in order to lose weight. I found a combination of 10 things that we have to do on a consistent basis. And so what I did was I created a free video e-course explaining what those 10 things are.
Awesome.
And every day I give them to you just as a free gift.
Awesome. That is incredible. Thank you so much for that resource. I know that there's a lot of people who are wondering how they're going to start meal prep. So I'm definitely going to take this time to encourage all of you today to, if nothing else, make a menu, decide what you want to eat for the next week, and at least buy those foods. So they're close at hand.
You go right there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because it's funny when I'm talking to clients and they said, eating healthy takes a lot of time. I'm like, you are spending most of the time standing in front of the fridge looking inside trying to figure out what you're going to eat.
Exactly. That's so true.
That's true.
So true.
And you're not even eating healthy, but you're still spending that same time doing that. And
if you don't have your lunch back with you, you know, when you do get hungry, you'll go for the nearest fast food place.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, that's so awesome. I definitely appreciate you being with us and sharing this healthy habit with us. I know there's some of you who are just letting this go over their head, right? They're like, not today.
Don't.
But I know there's some of you who are really interested and are thinking, this is exactly why I am like super hungry mid in the day, because I'm not taking time to stop for lunch.
Right.
I don't know what to eat, or I'm eating foods that are bad for me and are crashing my blood sugar after a couple hours. And so 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, you are going crazy. Right. And so I encourage you guys to just plan it out. Take something with you. Have something close at hand that you is going to be filling, that's going to taste awesome. Of course, that's going to be healthy. And meal planning is going to be the easiest way to do it, for sure.
Yes, it is. It really is.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much,
pretty lady Michelle.
Yeah.
I love what you're doing. Appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I mean, the gift that you're giving is amazing. Especially for those people who are thinking that you're going to get started with this, is to click below, because not only you can get these videos, but an opportunity to really hear more about what you do.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you for having me. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And
thanks to everybody for being here. And take some time right now and write down a meal plan for the next 7 days. That's your goal.
And tell us what you do.
Yay.
Okay.